Hello and welcome. This is Diana and you are watching Holistic Vibes. It's interesting because on my meditation, I just kept getting, like, what's your inner peace? Where have you been vibrating at? What has kept you inside, not wanting to socialize? Is it focused only on work? Is there a misconception of, like, desires of, like, what is versus what you want? Are you fighting against, like, your heart's desires of what brings you freedom versus, like, the reality of what is, and, like, where are you moving forward? Like, in the nothingness, right? Where are you moving forward in the unification of not only self, but as of collective? Like, what is it that is keeping you mentally trapped? Like, what is it that's going to help you get into the fool's journey, right? Into the playfulness, into, over prosperity, over, the impediments that have been kind of keeping you stuck, right? It's almost like you've only been, that's interesting, tasting one color, right? One vibration, one fragment of reality. And that's all you've known your entire life, right? So you didn't even see the people operating in a lower paradigm. You didn't see the people operating in the higher paradigm. You literally were only in your very little bubble, right? Whether it was created for you or it was created by you, that's neither here nor there, right? And there's this misconception that, like, nobody will catch you, that it's only you. And in actuality, like, we are here on a solo journey, right? There is a saying of, like, I've come into the world alone and I will leave this world alone. But the misconception in that is that you are not in this world alone. Like, you enter in as one soul, right? It's not you accompanied by a multitude of other people to complete your lessons, right? Everybody is a key component to your evolutionary phase. Why are we going into this? Like, this is like deep stuff. Like, I don't know. Everybody is a key component to your evolutionary journey, right? But essentially, you do come in it and you leave it alone, right? You are a single soul having a journey. But the misconception is that there's only one fragment of you. You have different variations of you as you raise your paradigm. As you raise your vibration, you then access a different soul fragment of self. And as you integrate that part of who you are, you then become a higher state of consciousness. Hopefully that makes sense to somebody out there, right? Because I'm hearing that it's something you've been fighting with for some reason, and it's been keeping you in this loop of elongated nights of starting this next journey. It's almost like you focus on one subject for too long and it kind of creates a madness within self, right? There's certain people in time that have had that happen to them where they go, well, you know, if you look at him, he was actually a little bit on the mad. Like, he was a little bit out there. And in actuality, it was just that person opening that gateway of a new understanding, and then not understanding how to reintegrate the other soul fragments of self. It's almost like they went so into the other end of it, they became despondent. They were grieving like the process, grieving a situation, grieving an outcome. And then there is, like, oh, they're saying it's like this. And then they encountered trickery. They just said a false bill of goods. I don't even know what that means. Yeah, there's something in regards to like your self-worth. What? Sorry guys, there's like 15 different messages. Like they're like kind of just all coming in all at once, and they're like, no, say this, say this. So let's talk to the main, whoever this message is for, that they need to hear the message clearly. You've kind of felt like you've been in the weeds, and there's been a lot of trickery as you've been growing, as you've been cultivating this new project. Somebody's been angrily watching you creating trickery in the background. And know that honestly, that doesn't even matter. It's a non-factor. Because the truth is if you are in a state of service for the collective, if you are creating a unification of like kindness, then what someone else does honestly does not matter. You just need to continue to have a fool's journey, and allow yourself to speak your truth through the connections, through the connection with self. Is going to open up that connection to the ancestors through the kindness, to your Christ consciousness, right? Don't worry about what somebody else is doing, because frankly, they have their own journey with themselves. You send them love and light, and if they've done you wrong, then, you know, honestly, the most powerful thing that I've learned in my journey is when you surrender it and you just say, you know what? I allow whatever is supposed to happen to them. And I let go of the who, what, when, where, why. It's not my business, but I know that energy is fluid. And time is the illusion, and it can happen instantaneously. It can happen over time. It's up to the guides, and it's up to the ancestors to rectify the wrongs that have been done against you. And when you knowingly step into that power, and out of that head trap of like, when is it going to happen? When is my new start coming? You know, when is the breakthrough coming? When is the transformation coming? You understand, like, you are an alchemist in the process. You know, some transmute energy, some transmute through art, some transmute through death and rebirth cycle, some transmute through their emotions. Like, we all have a different function and a different aspect of the collective consciousness. And so when you learn to master however you overcome grief, and however you overcome like the wrongdoings of another, right? And you don't take that on as like the frustration of like, God, I can't believe I was so stupid. Like, they flat out told me that they were going to rip me off and and I did it anyway, right? Don't allow that to be like your set point, because the truth is like, you needed to understand that in order to connect into your lighthouse, like your own inner wisdom for clarity, and to actually be seen in the light that the divine has in store for you. It's kind of like the nucleus, I don't speak like that, the nucleus of the structure system, of like the core residence of self. Yeah, there's something in regards to you being at home, not only within oneself, but in the process of service. It's going to offer peace. And it's going to get rid of, got it. Well, you could have just said that from the beginning. It's going to end up increasing your vibration to where lower vibrational entities that are trying to come against you, right, to create resistance, like, you essentially combat it, and then you override the set point, because you're the higher vibrating thing in the room. Does that make sense? It's you literally no longer allow a lower vibration to even attach to your body once you step into the heart center of like giving, right? Of giving without anything in return, just showing up for somebody else, without expectation, right? Not judging, not coming with conclusion. It's just you're allowing the energy to transmute. What else? There's also something about coming into a realization that like we're only on this planet for so long, in this lifetime, right? We'll obviously come back. But there's like this aha moment that somebody keeps like reactivating. Like, oh no, I'm gonna die. And then I'm not living to my highest potential of self. And, you know, I mean, that's such a misconception, because in truth, like, if your day brings you joy, if you look back and you go, you know what, like, I actually love, you know, doing art. I love, like, co-collaborating with other people that are in my vibration. I love, like, you know, going and walking outside. I love, like, watching the birds fly around. If that's the stuff that brings you joy and brings you impact, like, don't let anybody tell you differently, right? Not everything has to be on the grandeur. And just because it works for somebody, you know, it doesn't mean it's going to work for you, right? So, like, grounding in nature is going to be the key to, like, where you're setting in a place of, like, I love myself, I accept myself, like, I'm fully, you know, in perfect balance with myself. And when you do that, like, it's going to end up allowing you to step into that fool's journey, allowing you the self-care, self-love that you've been in extremes with, you've been rebalancing with self, and it's going to heal an aspect of your life that has been keeping you separate from the world. I don't know, that'll resonate for somebody. Yeah, it has to do with self-love. It's entirely self-love, self-worth, self-acceptance. I'm going to leave that there. If something in this reading resonated with... Oh, I didn't grab one of these. Just one? Yeah, okay. The eighth ocean. It says, here we are invited to simply explore. That may mean travel to a distant shore, but sometimes if we just open the door, we can discover so much more, right? So maybe you have something right outside of your front door that is going to open up to something you have never experienced before. And it could actually be something very loving, and it could be something to do with service. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. If something in this resonated with you, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Pull an orange, and let's release whatever's sitting on the back of the neck. Yeah, I'm going to put it in place. The solar plex, third eye, and the left knee, and the right knee. And just suck it out fully. Counterclockwise. In the ankle. Left ankle, please. And ground the energy. Beautiful. Okay, good job. Take a deep breath. Fully release that energy if you did not do it with me. And I would say, like, if you can stay on like a high-flying disc for 48 hours, drink lots of water. If you have a clear quartz, I would grab it. If you have a lapis lazuli, I would grab it. And if you have a sapphire, any type, I would grab that. And meditate. Write down what comes up, because stuff is going to come up. Don't burn yourself, please, love. And have a good one. Ciao.